Hello, everybody. So let's say you want to install KDE Plasma on Linux Mint. Now, why would we do this? Well, Plasma Desktop it's a super customizable, feature-rich, and beautiful desktop. And you want to keep Linux Mint and all the great tools and all the other benefits that Linux Mint comes with. But maybe you don't like Cinnamon, or maybe you like KDE Plasma, or maybe you just like Plasma more. I don't know. You might have a reason to do it. I'm a big KDE guy, but I love Linux Mint and everything that it comes with. So what I'm going to do is install KDE Plasma on Linux Mint, and we'll see how that goes. So right now I'm using Linux Mint 21.2, which is the latest distribution that came out not too long ago. You guys may have heard of it, maybe even have it installed. I don't know. But we're going to get started and get this done, and I'll show you how to do that. So we open up a terminal. As you can see, I've got Linux Mint 21.2 working right now. The desktop that I'm doing this on, and I'm not doing it in a virtual machine. This is my actual desktop PC. It's an Acer. It's a Acer with a quad-core processor i3. Anyway, it's pretty decent, not top of the line. It's not trash. It's kind of in the middle. So this should work pretty good on this machine. So let's go and do that. So we have three options. Okay, three options we can use when we're going to install KDE Desktop on Linux Mint. So you can type. Let's see here. If you want the full Plasma experience, then what you want to do is type in sudo apt install KDE Desktop-full. Now that's going to install all kinds of stuff. It's going to have all kinds of software. It's going to be the full experience. If you don't want like tons and tons of like developer software and about 10 kinds of terminals and well, not terminals, but like text editors and things like that, all this extra stuff you might not want to use at all, I don't recommend installing this. Now, if you want everything KDE, this is the one to go with. Okay, I'm not going to use that one. You can also install the very basics of the desktop, a very minimalistic KDE Plasma desktop. And if you want to do that, then you can type in sudo apt install KDE desktop and leave it at that. And that will give you, oh, wait a minute. Typed it in wrong here. KDE Plasma desktop. Okay, that'll give you a very minimal system, the basics, no bloat. It's got a minimal number of applications. If you install this and you go into your KDE menu, you're going to see a lot of blank spots because it just gives you what you need and you can build from there. So that's kind of cool if you want to do that. You want all this bloat and stuff, you just want regular KDE Plasma desktop, and you want to go in there and install the pieces that you need on your own, then you can do that. So another option that we have is installing just the standard desktop. It's not the very minimal, it's not the bloaty version. It's not really bloated, but you know, that's what I say. That's how I call it, because you have everything, you know, and stuff you don't even need. So, but if you install KDE Standard, that'll give you pretty much everything you need. I don't use LibreOffice. It's probably going to install that. I always use only Office because that's my preference. So there's going to be, things like that. There's going to be some things that I'm going to have to install once I get the desktop up and running. But this is what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to type in KDE.standard. So again, sudo apt install KDE-standard. I'm going to hit enter my password. Made a package list. So you got 1,287 megabytes of additional disk space that's going to be used. I'm going to hit a Y, enter, and it's going to go ahead and install this stuff. So it's going pretty quick. I was going to pause it right here and then just come back to it, but it's going really fast. So I do have a pretty good internet connection. All right. So this screen right here, this is important, okay? This is important. So SDDM is the display manager that ships with KDE Plasma. It's pretty cool. It works and everything. Light DM is the one that comes with Linux Mint. I think to me, that's a lot better. It's more elegant, simple, and I just like that better. So I'm just going to leave my system using Light DM. If you want to use SDDM, which is the Plasma version, then you can choose that. I'm going to tab over to OK, and I'm going to hit enter and just use Light DM. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. We'll be able to choose between Plasma and Mint using Light DM without any issue. So now this part's going to take some time. So I'm going to let this run, and then I will be back. All right, I'm back, and KDE Plasma is installed. Okay, so now I need to make something clear though, so you don't experience any problems like I have in the past. Now, it's important to note that KDE Plasma is based on Qt, whereas Linux Mint is based on GTK. Okay, so you got two differently built systems, right? These are the problems that you might have. Okay, so if you end up using, if you go back and forth, let's say it that way, if you go back and forth between KDE Plasma and Mint, and then back to Plasma and back to Mint, and you're making changes in your system, like for example, if you're making theme changes, we all know that KDE Plasma is very, very customizable, right? So if you're in Plasma and you change some icons, when you log out and you go back to Cinnamon, you're going to have those same icons showing up, okay, in Cinnamon. So, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? But if you change theming in Plasma and then go back into Cinnamon, you're going to see some goofy stuff. It's going to mess up your theming in Cinnamon. All right. And it can cause other problems, like if you change colors and you change themes and icons and login screens and all this stuff, it's going to affect each other's desktop. Okay, if you go back into Cinnamon and you change some things there because, well, things are goofy, so you fix it, and then you go back into Plasma, your Plasma desktop's going to be all jacked up. So in order to, well, there's a couple things. Okay, so if you plan on like staying with the Linux Mint distribution but never using Cinnamon ever again, and you don't care about Cinnamon being messed up or whatever, then don't worry about it. But if you're going to go back and forth because you just, that's how you want to roll, then I would recommend creating another user account so that you can use one account while logging into Cinnamon and a different account while logging into Plasma. That way things don't cross over into each other and mess each other's desktop up. I hope that makes sense. So I have experienced this firsthand. I knew it was going to happen, but I did it anyway just to see what would happen. And sure enough, yeah, it messes everything up. and you probably don't want to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do before I restart the computer, because that'll be the next step, right? So before we do that, I'm going to add another user profile. So let's go to system settings. Let's go down to administration and click users and groups. All right. I'm going to my account. And well, I don't even need to go to my account. I'll just keep using this one for Cinnamon, which is my first account I made. I'm going to click add account type. We're going to change that to administrator so I can, you know, administer my system. We're going to call this one, the first one is Thump. I like my channel. This one's going to be Thump-Plasma. That way I know exactly what's going on. Oh wait, that is the full name. I'm going to use Thump-Plasma as my username. Like that. I'm going to click add. And so now we have another account for Plasma. I'll use a penguin here for now. Close that out. Now you can reboot from a terminal if you still have the terminal open, or you could do it the regular way and go to your menu, blah 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 blah. You guys already know this stuff, I bet. So anyway, reboot. Yeah, that worked. All right, we are back. I rebooted the machine and I logged into my new user account and chose KDE Plasma as the desktop, and here I am. So, you know, we still get the Linux Mint welcome screen because we're still on Linux Mint, even though it feels like we're on Ubuntu or something else, but nope, that's not the case. So as you can see, let's see here. Not gonna mess with any of this stuff here. Let's see what version this is, because honestly, I'm hoping it's Plasma 5.27, but I'm not sure, so let's find out. Nope, it's a little bit older, that's fine. KDE Plasma version 5.24.7. So that's fine. Kernel version is 6.2. That's not a Plasma thing. I actually updated my kernel this morning on Linux Mint, which they have 6.2 available, so that's kind of cool. So you can see we have Plasma up and running. So if I go to appearance, I really don't like the light, the breeze style. I'm going to change it to dark. That's what I like better. And of course, you can click here and do your global themes. You can download many more things. You can download icons. So we got tons of the Linux Mint icons. So tons of those, which I may just switch them just for kicks. So anyway, that's it. So it looks like we have KDE up and running on Linux Mint 21.2. It's not the very latest KDE, but it's a decent, you know, fairly recent version anyway. So if you want to use it, then there you go. And the good thing about it being a version that's just a tad bit older is it's going to be more stable anyway. So if you've done what I've done and installed and used distros like KDE Neon, for example, where you get the very latest KDE Plasma Desktop, you know that it comes with all kinds of little bugs. And I don't like bugs. They're kind of gross. So I don't mind. This is fine. So anyway, I guess that's it for today. I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. If you hate it, let me know in the comments. But tell me why, that way I can improve. I'd appreciate that. And again, that's it for now. So we'll see y'all later.